Hi, I'm Julia FREDERSDORFF. I'm the Artistic Director of Van Diemen's Band. Van Diemen's Band is a group of musicians who specialise in the historical performance of 17th and 18th century music. So we play instruments from the time, which are set up as they were. In the context of this program, it means that we're going to be playing some music in consort, so with a small group of string players, including also recorder, and we have a beautiful new harp which is arriving for us to play as well. There's another interesting keyboard instrument called the virginals, which is like a small harpsichord, very particular sound that sounds quite English. Cloak and Dagger is a program put together by Van Diemen's Band, and it is a program about 17th century English music through a really chaotic political time. This was the century where people were being burned at the stake for witchcraft, and then there was this really quite long period of 30 years where music was literally banned. So I was really interested in what that meant for a musical culture, and this program is a bit of a distillation of those ideas, just tracing through the century from when music was allowed and practiced freely to a moment in time where it was literally suppressed. Musicians had to be really ingenious to basically keep themselves alive, because from having a livelihood out of music, they suddenly had nothing. So it was a really interesting period in history. I always talk from the stage about the programs. I like to be able to share anecdotes and have the immediacy of the music communicated also via spoken text. We also have a wonderful singer, LOTTE BETTS-DEAN, joining us for this program, and she will be singing a lot of text from the time, including some of the broadside ballads, which were they were published each week, and they could be performed to certain tunes. So they're literally the echoes of the time. We really like to put together a bit of a narrative with our performances so that people can understand why we've included this particular piece in the program. Van Diemen's Band always likes the audience to be able to take something away that's not only about the music. We like people to have an idea of the context in which that music was written, because if you understand the context, you're much more likely to get more out of the music and to really understand what it's trying to say. So in this particular case, I'd love the audience to be able to think about what was happening in the 17th century and how, from our perspective now, we look at that and think, oh wow, how did that ever happen? Yet there are so many things going on in the world today which echo the same things. So I think both an appreciation of the music, but also a little bit of time to think and reflect about what's going on around us. Yeah, this is my beautiful Baroque violin. First of all, I'll tell you about the instrument itself. The instrument is from the 1790s, and it is a hybrid Italian instrument with a label of Storioni inside, but it is believed to have been made up of different parts. The back and the front, or the table it's known as, and the ribs and the scroll were all made by different people, but it was all varnished and put together at the time. I like to say that maybe it was made up of stolen parts, but it was all put together in Cremona in Italy, and it's a beautiful instrument that used to belong to my teacher Enrico Gatti. The Baroque violin has gut strings on it, and we play without a shoulder rest or a chin rest, and the inside is a little bit different as well. So the things that resonate on the inside, there's a thing called a bass bar, which is smaller. The bridge is a little bit different, and the bow, which I don't have here, but that's a different shape as well. So all of these things combine to make a really unusual sound, as the violin would have sounded like in the 17th and 18th century.